Alright, good morning YouTube. Been a while since I made a video. In my last video, I think I might have, I made a prediction that did not come true. So, I'd like to talk about that real quick. I predicted on Labor Day weekend that there would be a lot of violence from Antifa. Although, if you recall that video, I said that if they were smart, they would lay low. Because they just had the big media coverage of their attacking Joey Gibson's Patriot prayer movement in Berkeley, and it was all over the news. And it was a holiday weekend, so I guess they took the weekend off. But it didn't take them long to get back to it, although you may have not seen this one on the news. In the time period between the time I made the last video and now, Antifa was also recognized as a terrorist organization by the FBI. But I have to say concerning that, so what? So what? It hasn't changed a thing. Antifa was back at it this weekend in Portland, attacking once again the same Patriot prayer movement with Joey Gibson. Thousands of people, including hundreds of Antifa, descended upon Portland where they had scheduled one of these Patriot prayer rallies. Now let me tell you something about the Patriot prayer movement and Joey Gibson. First of all, Joey Gibson is not a racist. I have been following Joey Gibson on the internet since long before anybody knew who he was. And this is a guy who is half Japanese for one thing, so he's not even really white. He's definitely a brown guy. The four founding members of the Patriot prayer movement consist of Joey Gibson, as well as two African-American men and one white guy. So this is a group that is essentially getting together to pray for our country and to pray, for peace. And they have been attacked. They've been labeled. Antifa just labeled them. They really don't care whether they're racist or not. They've just labeled them racist. You know why? Because they carry American flags. When did it become a racist thing to carry an American flag? I grew up in a time when we said a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag every morning at school. They don't start sporting events and major gatherings in America without having a recognition of the flag and playing the national anthem. But apparently now, carrying the American flag means you're racist. So Colbert, he came out and said, if you wear a red baseball cap, that means you're an asshole. The world is definitely upside down, bizarro world here. So Antifa was back at it again. They attacked Joey Gibson's rally, so he sent out a tweet on social media that they were moving it across the river to Vancouver. And so they bailed over to Vancouver so they could have some kind of a meeting before Antifa descended upon them. But they found them. They followed them right across the bridge, thousands of them, into Vancouver. Even the Portland police, I thought, was odd. They went on over into Vancouver and followed the whole mess. So now this thing is crossing state lines. So Antifa was declared a terrorist organization. But let me tell you, the police did not treat Antifa members waving the Antifa flag, wearing the black mask, wearing the uniform of Antifa, any different than they did the weeks before. There were 7 arrests. These arrests came when Antifa attacked police officers. Apparently, that's the only way for Antifa to get arrested, is to attack police officers. They attack people right in front of the police, and the police do nothing. But if they attack the police will arrest them and take them in. So Antifa has not gone away. I do believe that they only surfaced in Portland because they know in Portland they're safe, that they have most of the people behind them. Most of the people in Portland proper, anyway. Not Oregon people, just Portland people. The governor of Portland is not really doing anything about Antifa. So they feel safe here. So they did resurface, despite the fact of being declared a terrorist organization. They're laying low in other states and other places right now for a couple of reasons. One, press turned on them and they got outed for what they really are. A bunch of crazed communist thugs who want to overthrow the government. But they're also preparing. They're laying low because they are still holding on to November 4th. They are going to do something on November 4th. It may be big, it may not be so big. And really, at this point, I mean, they're calling for the beginning of civil war. We'll see if they can pull it off. But Antifa is not gone, and they're just laying low. So I guess I'm just letting you know, hey, I got it wrong for that weekend. They took Labor Day off, you know. You didn't hear about Portland because also a major hurricane was going on in Florida at the same time. So once again, Antifa to me is public enemy number one. If there is a civil war in this country, it will be perpetrated by and started by Antifa. Their rhetoric is not slowed down, has not softened at all, and these people are definitely dangerous individuals. Don't dismiss them as just a bunch of geeks from their mom's basement. These people are organized, they are linked, and their leadership is radical communist, black bloc, anarchists, and communists. So join me for my next video where I talk about Black Lives Matter. What happened to them, what are they doing, and what's going on with that. Have a good day.